Hello everyone. I welcome you all to today's session of 20 GK questions, which we have specifically curated from the Hindu newspapers and the Indian Express. So without wasting any time, let's start with today's questions now. So the first question is regarding core economic sectors of India. So first question is regarding, in the news, it has been reported that in the month of February of 2024, India actually witnessed a surge in the output growth of its core sector, which means whatever are the constituents of core sector. For example, let's say cement is part of the core sector, whether it was growing or decreasing. Let's say second is X, second is Y, third is Z. So whether it was growing or increasing, decreasing, the output growth of each of the core sector, the total of it is increased by 6.7%, which means the economic indicators are showing a positive picture. So you have to tell me which of the following sector is not considered one of India's 8 core sectors. So as of now, there are 8 core sectors of India on the basis of which we measure the value of industrial production in an economy. So you have to tell me which of the following is not one of India's 8 core sectors. So you have 4 options. Is it cement? Is it electricity? Is it coal? Or is it textile? So answer here is D, textile. So what are the 8 core sectors which we are going to discuss today in the Hindu News Analysis? So wait for that recording. As of now, the answer for this is D. Next is the Agnipath or Agniveer scheme is a process for recruiting soldiers in the Army, Navy, and Air Force to be hired for a term of 4 years of contract. What percentage of inductees would get permanent commissions in the armed forces? So you may know that Agnipath or Agniveer scheme was launched a few years ago, and it was made as an interim stage before one can be inducted permanently into an army. So let's say if 100 people got selected in the through the Agniveer scheme, and they spent their 4 years for training. After 4 years, only certain percentage of people would be inducted permanently into army. So I'm asking you what percentage of inductees would get permanent commission in the armed forces. So answer options are 25, 50, 75, or 90%. So answer here is A, 25%. So as of now, only 25% of the total of Agniveer or Agnipath scheme inductees included would be included into the permanent commission of the armed forces. Recently, just 2-3 months ago, the government was contemplating that it should be 50%, and the army is actually asking for 75%. Okay, so these are some figures, but however, important for us is 25% of the inductees. Also, I always tell my students that you should read the caution also properly. Reason being, from here also you can find out one more factual data, which is under the Agnipath scheme, the training period is for how many years? You would know that it is for 4 years. Again, this would be covered in detail in the Hindu News Analysis. Next is what is the political strategy known as Operation Lotus in India, Operation Lotus or Kamal in India. So if you follow political news, it becomes an easy question. So look at the options. Is it a campaign to promote environmental conservation? Is it a military operation against insurgent in the Northeast region? Is it a strategy used by the BJP to strengthen its position in the legislature? Or is it a program aimed at promoting the cultivation of lotus flowers? So the answer here is C, that Operation Lotus or Kamal is a strategy used by the BJP to strengthen its position in the legislature. So many people consider it as an unethical practice because it usually consists of luring opposition MLAs and MPs, to change their party or their vote and somehow get into BJP or support BJP on a particular issue. For example, recently you must have known that when the Rajya Sabha elections were taking place, 7 Congress MLAs from Himachal Pradesh actually voted for the BJP candidate. So because of it, they were disqualified. And many people believe that it was part of a Operation Lotus, wherein these Congress MLA were lured with the offer of money or with position in the government or with threat. If they do not comply with the orders of the BJP, then ED or some organization would be thrown at them. Because of it, they actually voted for the BJP candidate. Next question. So from space sector, what is the name of India's first private orbital launch vehicle being developed by Skyroot Aerospace, India's private space tech company? So Skyroot Aerospace, which is a company of India, which is a private space tech company of India, is actually on a developmental stage, and it is going to produce India's first private orbital launch vehicle. So a rocket would be made by them through which you can send satellites into the space. You have to tell me the name of the satellite or name of the launch vehicle, which is being developed by Skyroot. So is it named Skyroot 1? Is it Trishul 1? Is it Vikram 1? Or is it Rakshas 1? Answer here is C, Vikram 1. Vikram 1 is the name of the first, would be the name of the first private orbital launch vehicle to be developed by Skyroot Aerospace. Next question. So Union government has revised the wages for MGNREGA scheme or NREGA scheme. Which of the following state has the highest wage rate in India? So under the MGNREGA scheme, there is a guaranteed 100 days of manual unskilled labor work guaranteed to all rural households. Unskilled manual labor work for 100 days would be provided to any rural household who asks for was under the MGNREGA scheme. You have to tell me, so since different states can have different wage rates under MGNREGA, which state has the highest wage rate? So answer here is B, Haryana. The other two options, this Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh, is actually at the lowest wage rate under MGNREGA, around 221, whereas in Haryana, the wage rate is 374 rupees per day. Uttar Pradesh is somewhere in between, but this year's the hike has been the lowest. It was only an increase of rupees 7 for this. So, but for us, the answer is Haryana, which has the highest wage rate in. Next question. So, Armed Forces Special Powers Act or ASPA gives the Armed Forces special power and immunity to maintain public order in disturbed areas. ASPA is not enforced in which of the following state? You have to tell me this act is not applicable in which of the following state. It has been asked because in two of the states mentioned here, it has been extended for another 6 months. You have to tell me which is the state in which it is not applicable currently. So four option, is it Arunachal Pradesh? Is it Manipur? Is it Nagaland or is it Tripura? So answer here is D, Tripura. So as of now, ASPA is not applicable in Tripura and in Meghalaya when it comes to northeastern state. And apart from the six northeastern states, one other state in which it is presently running is state of Jammu and Kashmir. However, Tripura and Meghalaya, it is not applicable. It was removed in 2015 and 2018 respectively. Next question. So which national entrance test will replace individual university entrance exams for PhD admissions is announced by the University Grants Commission. So it is the UGC which conducts, which is responsible for giving guidelines on how to giving guidelines on how one university can induct a PhD student for their program. So what UGC has decided that it is going to replace all of the individual university exams which are being held for entrance into PhD, and there would be one single national entrance test which will be used to select students for PhD examination. So I've given you four options. You have to tell me what national entrance test would replace those individual university exams. So is it the GATE exam? Is it PhD entrance examination? Is it the NET national eligibility test, or is it the common entrance test? So answer here is C, national eligibility test, which is going to replace individual university entrance exams as well as to higher education institutions for PhD admission. Next question. So which of the following countries hosting a peace summit to find a solution to Russia-Ukraine conflict in the present year actually? So if you want to modify it, I'm asking you for the current peace summit which is going to be hosted. This is important because Ukraine's foreign minister is currently visiting India, and there he has actually shown asked India actually that it should be present at that peace summit so that it can become a helpful partner in resolving the Russia-Ukraine conflict. The four options are India, Turkey, Switzerland, or United States. So the answer for eight is C, Switzerland. So Switzerland is hosting a peace summit to find a solution to Russia-Ukraine conflict. Next question. So next question is World TB Day. So TB or tuberculosis, it's a major contagious disease and it is very prominent in India. So to keep the world and India reminded that TB is a big problem, World TB Day is celebrated on which of the following days? So four option, is it March 24? Is it March 27? Was it March 29 or is it April 24? So answer here is A, March 24. So World TB Day is celebrated every year on March of 20. Next, So, which vaccine is commonly administered in countries with high TB prevalence to prevent childhood tuberculosis? So, you have to tell me the name of the vaccine or the TB vaccine which is used to reduce the cases of childhood tuberculosis. So, is it diphtheria, tetanus, pertussis vaccine, TTP vaccine? Is it the OPV vaccine or oral polio vaccine? Is it BCG vaccine or Bacillus calmette-guerin vaccine? Or is it measles, mumps, or rubella vaccines or MMR vaccine? So answer here is Bacillus calmette-guerin. So Calmette and Guerin were the name of the two people who actually invented this vaccine or founded this vaccine. And this vaccine is also used to treat leprosy patients also. So it is also helpful to avoid, yeah, to prevent leprosy cases also. So answer for TB vaccine is BCG. Next question. So what is the target year for elimination of tuberculosis TB in India as per Government of India? So Government of India, looking at the number of high prevalence of cases in India and high mortality rate of in India due to TB, has set up a target year by which India expects to eliminate TB or expects to eliminate high degree or dangerous TB to an extent. And you have to tell me what year is it by which we are going to eliminate TB. So the goal, is it the goal 2025? Is it 2030? Is it 2035 or is it 2040? So answer here is A, 2025. The global goal is 2030, by which the global community believes that it can eliminate TB. However, for India, we have made the goal of 20. Next question. So what is a living will in India? So it's a technical term, living will, and we are going to cover it in our Hindu News analysis. So you have to tell me what is a living will. So is it a document specifying funeral arrangements? Is it a document outlining medical treatment preferences? Is it a testamentary document for property distribution, or is it a document establishing guardian for minors? So answer here is B. It is a legal document outlining medical treatment preferences, specifically in case when you are in a specifically when in case of permanent vegetative state. So what is permanent vegetative state? So it is basically when some person is permanently in a shape of a vegetable, which means he is lying on the bed just like a vegetable would. He is actually dependent on others for his day-to-day activity also. That would be considered a permanent vegetative state. So more of it would be covered in this Hindu news, or it must have been covered if that case that recording is uploaded before. Next is, which international organization is drafting the pandemic agreement, the world's first treaty focusing on pandemic prevention, preparedness, and response. So a pandemic agreement, which would be world's first treaty for pandemic prevention, is being right now being drafted. You have to tell me under which international organization the drafting process is taking place. Is it a WHO? Is it UNO or United Nations? Or is it IMF, International Monetary Fund? Or is it World Bank? So answer here is A, WHO. So WHO is currently in the stage of drafting of a pandemic agreement, which will help us to coordinate properly which would help the countries to coordinate properly in case another pandemic strikes the nations. Next question, which of the following country leads the list of countries imposing internet shutdowns in the world? So internet shutdown is a big problem. So usually whenever a law and order issue arises in a particular area or in the whole of the state, the first step which the government usually now take is to shut down the internet so that there is no exchange of harmful messages among different WhatsApp and Facebook groups. So you have to tell me, as per one of the reports, which other country leads the list of countries in which the maximum number of internet shutdowns have taken place in the year 2023. So four options: Myanmar, Pakistan, India, Bangladesh. So answer is actually India. India has shown the most has caused the most number of internet shutdowns. However, if it comes to the longest amount of shutdowns, then the answer would be Myanmar. For the longest time. For example, it has started now and it has been continuing for let's say 6, 7, 8 months. So then the answer will be Myanmar. However, when it comes to number of internet shutdown in different regions of the world of India, then the answer would be India as the country with the most number of shutdowns. Next question. So, which of the following state in India saw the highest number of internet shutdown in the last 10 years? So I'm asking you a data that in terms of internet shutdown in India, which is the state at the top place? So, is it Manipur? Because there was disturbance going on, and it's currently going on. Was it Punjab? Is it Jammu and Kashmir, or is it Nagaland? So when we look at the data for the last 10 years, the answer would become Jammu and Kashmir. However, one interesting finding has come up that in the year 2023, the longest internet shutdown was took place in the state of Manipur during the current breakdown of law and order in the state. Next question. So, which of the following is the first Malayalam movie to enter the rupees 200 crore club, becoming the highest grossing Malayalam film of all time? So, one of a very famous, very trendy movie of Malayalam cinema has actually grossed 200 crore rupees, and it has made it the highest grossing Malayalam film of all time. And this film is not only watched in Kerala or by Malayalam speakers, but all over India also, because it has become a very popular movie. So what is the name of that movie? Is it 2018? Is it Manjumal Boys? Is it Puli Murugan? Or is it Lucifer? So answer here is B, Manjumal Boys, which has become the highest grossing movie. 2018 is the second one. Puli Murugan is the third one. And Lucifer is a movie, last year only movie, and it is at its fifth or sixth position. Next question. So which organization published a 2023 Cybersecurity Readiness Index, really revealing that only 4% of Indian firms are at a mature level of readiness to address cybersecurity risk? So this 2023 Cybersecurity Readiness Index has come up. You have to tell me which of the organization has published this Cybersecurity Readiness Index. So answer of the four, the answer here is A, Cisco. So Cisco has come up with the Cybersecurity Readiness Index, wherein only it has been reported that only 4% of Indian firms are at a mature level of readiness to address cybersecurity, which means we are very far behind. So if some cybersecurity attack happens at an Indian company, then most probably you and I are going to lose our personal data from it. So now let's move to the next question. The next question is, which of the following countries' parliament is debating a bill targeting workplace discrimination based on hair texture and color? So people not only discriminate on the basis of color of the skin of a person, but they can even be discriminated on the basis of hair texture or color. And this bill has been brought up majorly because it is the black women who are being targeted or discriminated on the basis of their texture and color. So you have to tell me which of the following which of the following countries' parliament is debating such a bill. Is it in Algeria? Is it Norway? Is it France? Or is it UK? So answer here is C, France. So it is the country of France, Parliament of France, which is right now debating a bill targeting workplace discrimination on hair texture. Next question. So what is the current settlement cycle for payment in share exchanges in India? So currently, for example, you have a Bombay Stock Exchange and your National Stock Exchange, on which various companies are listed for public shareholding. So you have to. So what is the settlement cycle is basically, let's say if I do a payment or if I buy the shares today and I then sell my shares tomorrow, in what time the payment would be accounted into my account or would be credited into my account. So T plus 0 simply means that it would be a same day settlement. T plus 1 might mean if I've done that transaction today, the settlement would be shown in my account on the next day, plus 1 day. Plus 2 means after 2 days, and plus 3 means after 3 days. Answer here is A, T plus 0, because currently, although it is only a beta settlement for T plus 0, however, now your Bombay Stock Exchange and National Stock Exchange are moving towards same day settlement, which means if I've done a transaction today, if I sold a share today, or if I bought a share today, the transaction would be inserted into my bank accounts on the same day, which means now we are having T plus 0 as the current settlement cycle for share exchanges. Last question for today. So in economics, what do you understand by the term recession? So recession is a very oft repeated term which comes here, which comes repeatedly in your exam, in your newspaper also. So you have to tell me, what do you understand by the term recession? So is it recession due to technical issues? Second, recession from technological advancement. Third, is it GDP decline for 2 consecutive quarters? Or is it recession is something which is driven by technical industries? So answer here is C, GDP decline for 2 consecutive quarters. So GDP is measured quarterly, which means in a single year, 4 measurements or 4 quarters you will see, where you will see readings of GDP. So if the GDP is declining for two consecutive quarters, for example, let's say March, April to June, July is one quarter, and then June, July to September is the second quarter. And if the GDP is actually on a decline for two consecutive quarters, we will term that those period as the term as a recession in the economy. And what happens in case of recession is majorly it leads to unemployment and also closure of businesses because they are not able to sustain them for a long time. So these are the two repercussions when a country is facing a recession. However, the good news is India is actually on a growth stage or in a development stage and it is not seeing recession. However, certain countries like UK and Japan and many other European countries which are actually facing recession because there has been no demand in the economy because of which the economy is hurting. So class, these are the 20 GK questions for today. I hope to see you in the next class with the new set of 20 GK questions. Thank you and have a very nice day.